What's going on, everybody? This is Seth. We hit 70,000 subscribers. So I'm gonna start acting different now, right? You know, we're just gonna wear shades in all of our videos. No, I can't do that to y'all. I ain't like that. What's going on, everybody? We hit 70,000 subscribers. Thank you. Seriously, none of this is possible without y'all. I was with Grupo Frontera, all the boys: Julian, Beto, Brian, Juan, Carlos, and Payo. I got them all. I didn't forget anybody. For like 2 days, I went to 2 of their concerts back to back. Shout out Julian for the Julian. I say his name. White dude from New York. I'm trying to get it right, but gave me that hat, dude. It was unreal experience. They feel like family to me. Seriously, I was hanging out with them, and it's just like you're hanging out with your brothers. It was super cool. I'm still kind of like high from the whole experience, right? High on life, you know what I mean? So thank you for 70,000 subscribers, guys. It's because you guys like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. It boosts the engagement. More people see my stuff, and that's what gets me to like do all these cool things. So thank you. None of this is possible without y'all. Now let's get into it. Okay, shades are coming back on. We're acting different. I'm playing this song, BZRP and PESO PLUMA, Music Sessions number 55. He posted yesterday. It was #1, and I even looked it up. It was #1 global on Spotify, which is insane because I count for 15 million of those streams. I've been playing it nonstop, repeat, going back and forth to LA. It's so good. So shout out BZRP, BZRP, and PESO PLUMA. Congrats. But I did check this morning. The boys, Esteban, they're back at #1 with Ella Baila Sola, which is crazy. But PESO PLUMA has 3 songs in the top 5. 1, 2, and no, now it's 2. 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 5. It's crazy. Mexican music is at the top. It's at the top. What I'm saying is y'all better get right before you get left. All right, let's get right into this thing. I'll give you all a tutorial. We're keeping this right here. You guys can still see my guitar, so that's staying front and center. Thank you for everything, guys. All right, cool. So let's get into the chords. First off, my guitar is tuned into D. If you don't know what tuning that is or what tuning you're in standard tuning. I can almost guarantee it. 99.99% of guitars are all in standard tuning. I like D just because it makes the guitar a little bit longer. Again, if you don't know, don't worry about it. It's okay. All the diagrams will be in standard tuning, so you can just look up there. The finger positions, right? If I'm making this kind of shape with my hand, it's the same exact shape, except when I play here, your hand in standard tuning will be, right, 1, 2, up here. Same exact shape, right? Notice how my hand's not moving around like this way. It's just sliding up and down the guitar like that. Pause. Okay, first chord. We're gonna break down the way it sounds like in the song, and then I'll give you some easy alternatives to it. Like instead of making that shape, which can be a little difficult, you can always play, right, which is a little bit easier to make. So, the way it sounds in the song, the way I hear it, may not be completely correct, but it's dang close, and I recommend playing it this way. So, we'll start off. First chord is going to be this major chord shape. All right, so what you're going to do is point your finger here on the 6th fret in D, 4th fret in standard, and then what I like to do, I see a lot of guys like Damien and Ulises from Esteban Armado, they play this like barred like that, right, where they do their pinky and like flatten it out, and they put their ring up here on this string. To me, that was really difficult. I've been practicing, getting better at it, because I guess it's the right way to do it. But you can always get away with just flattening out your ring finger and hitting these 3 strings, which is your D, G, and B. Yeah, D, G, and B string, where your pointer finger is 2 frets back, right, here on the 6th fret in D, 4th fret in standard. And then you bar those 3 strings with your ring finger 2 frets up. So that'll be 8th fret for me, 6th fret in standard. So it sounds like this, right? And you always got to have that alternating bass line. You don't have to, but that's like that level up, make it a little bit better. Now we're going to move to the next chord, where we were just here in this little 6th and 8th fret pocket in standard tune, 4th and 6th fret pocket, right? We're going to move the whole thing up 2 frets, 1, 2, right? And what you can do is you keep your ring finger here on that D string, right? For me, 10th fret, you guys in standard, like in the diagram, 8th fret, and then just bar everything behind it, 2 frets. I'll move my middle finger all the way so you can see. If that makes sense, right? So we got, basically, I like to hold my pointer finger up here when I bar, even though this string, right, is being covered by my ring. It just feels better to have my hand like this than to have it like rotated back this way. Because you only need to bar the 3 high strings on the 8th fret for me, 6th fret for y'all, standard. That's the second chord. So we go first chord and then second chord. Now, I wanted to play it like this first time I heard it, the third chord. Which you can do. You can add some variation and play it like that. But the way it sounds in the song, it makes more room for I guess everything else going on, Peso's voice, which I just found out, PESO PLUMA means featherweight. Because where I've been boxing at, shout out my boy Hyro, he calls me Peso Completo because I'm a bigger guy. You know what I mean? All right. So here's the next chord. It's another minor chord shape. I think this is a minor 7th, but it's just like a weird form of doing it. I've only ever seen it like this in corridos, which is actually super cool. So it's gonna be 10th fret for me. You're gonna have your middle finger or ring. I think I played it in the beginning with my ring. I like playing it like that sometimes. Either way, it's just this kind of triangle. I'll teach you the middle finger way. Is middle finger here on the 10th fret, and then for you guys in 8th, or the standard tuning is the 8th fret, and then here pointer finger on the 8th fret for you guys in standard, 6th fret, and then you're gonna go with your ring finger on the G string, 10th fret. So you go 10, 8, 10, right? If you're in standard, 6, 8, 6, 8, right? It makes like a triangle. If you kind of look at it, it's kind of like a triangle. If you want to get fancy, you can throw that pinky down on the B string on that 10th fret and standard 8th fret. Now you get that kind of Es La Bon Armado kind of sound to it. So that's the next chord, 3rd chord. And it just lines you up perfectly because it's a minor chord and you went minor to minor. It lines you up perfectly to go back to a major and resolve it all, which is the same shape as we played up here, but we're just gonna play it 1, 2, 2 frets up. So in that same pocket that we're in right there. So those last 3 chords, and this is gonna be such a pain because I'm saying each chord and playing them. I'm gonna change the diagrams as I go. It's gonna be a lot of editing, but I love you guys. So this like little pocket, for me, 10th and 8th fret pocket, you guys in standard, 8th and 6th fret pocket, 2nd chord, 3rd chord, 4th chord. It's all in that little 3 fret pocket. So same shape. I'm not going to describe how to do it because I played it there. I told you how to do it there. Just take that same shape, right? Move it up. And you're in there. And then you're back to the first. So I'll play through it. I'll just play through it. Pretty cool. Now, so if you're a beginner, this chord can be kind of daunting, be a little difficult, right? So what we can do is we can just make a different shape. It's still a major chord. It'll sound good with the song. You just kind of miss out on that little flavor added to the top of it. So this chord, it's the same as this, right? Just notice how it's kind of a deeper, warmer sound. Same chord. So what you'll do is, just like how this chord, this is the first chord of the song, is rooted here on the 6th fret for me, 4th fret for y'all in standard. You're gonna keep that root, right? And just put your middle finger there on the A string. And then you're gonna put your pointer finger back here on the 5th fret for me, 3rd fret for y'all in standard, and then ring finger on the next string down, which is the G string on the 8th fret for me, 6th fret for y'all. And there you go. Now you'll use that chord, the same thing, like you'll do it on the 4th chord. So go 1st chord, 2nd chord, 3rd, and then 4th, and back to the 1st, right? It's easier to put your hand like that, but honestly, I think when you play the whole song together at full speed and you're switching between chords, going from here to all the way over to here is kind of a tricky jump. Like I even kind of struggle with it. See, it's a big jump. You kind of, sometimes you'll miss the fret. I think it's a good alternative, but you know, if you really want to play this right and have like an easier time playing it with friends, just practice this chord, man. There's no way around it. Just practice it. Take your hand off, put it back on. Right? Just something like that. You'll get better at it. You'll sound great. You and your friends go play at school. Everybody's going to clap and love you forever. Okay. Okay, now let's move on to the Requinto. So just like in past videos, I'll play it 2 times slowly and then 1 time full speed. I'm going to break it down in segments so it's kind of easier to digest and learn. So here we go. We'll start with the first part. All right, so here we go. The first part. If you want to know exactly what frets I'm playing on, it's just a lot for me to repeat every single number and all that stuff like that. If you want to know exactly what frets I'm on, just check out the beginning of the video. I had the tabs in there. I'll mention it right now where I'm going to start, right? Our first kind of like home base position is going to be here on the 15th and 13th fret. 15 on the B, should sound like that, and 13th on the E. Now, that's in D. If you're in standard, that's going to be up here like this. It's going to be 13 and 11. But I play it sounds like this. When you play it, it should sound like this if you're in standard tuning. So if you're in D, you're up here. All right, cool. So this is what it's going to look like. This is the first time that I've heard in a corrido where they're playing like a 4-stroke roll. So it's like, or what it sounds like at least, is he's going 1, 2, 3, 4. Not 1, 2, 3. He's not going like a triplet, 1, 2, 3. He's going 1, 2, 3, 4, which is super cool. I don't know if that's like the Argentinian influence from BZRP, but very cool. Big fan of that. If I'm wrong, it still sounds good. So here we go. This is what the first part sounds like. It's a tricky thing to get a hold of if you can't hit that little 4-stroke roll. I'm saying it like I'm a drummer, because I am a drummer. We're a percussionist. 4-stroke, 5-stroke, 7, 6, 13, 15. All right. If you can't hit that 4-stroke roll like really cleanly, just do a triplet. It still works, right? But he comes in, I think, just like a 30-second note early, and he goes, well, I guess in 6/8 it might be different, like weird, breaking down. Okay, so, but yeah. That's the first part. Now moving on to the second part, it's going to be the same kind of thing where he goes 4-stroke roll. And then he goes up here and does a 4-stroke roll. He goes 2 up here. And then 2 down there, right? As you can see, honestly, I still kind of struggle with that. It feels very unnatural to do, but it sounds so good. So just like I'm gonna say to myself, practice it. Last thing I'll touch on, he does this super cool slide from all the way up here. Again, it's in the tabs. I can't even count this high. I don't know. I count up to 15. I don't know what comes after that. I never learned. But he hits this and slides it down. Super cool flavor. This is not a reaction video. I'm sorry for breaking it down so like musically and tone wise, but that's really cool. I just want to note that. Okay, moving on to the third part. For the third part, we're going to be doing it's probably a 6-stroke roll, but I'm playing it as a 7-stroke roll because I don't know. I think it sounds like that. Maybe. I really can't tell. Here's the deal, guys. This gets complicated, and you don't need to get each pick exactly correct. When you're just playing fast like this, right? Who cares how many times you're going up and down, right? It's the general feel and the sound of it. So when you play, you don't need to count. If you want to be perfect, be perfect. But what I'm saying is if it sounds good, it is good. So don't worry about like counting it perfectly, right? The ups and the downs, as long as you're in the right place at the right time, it's going to sound good. It'll make sense. Nobody's going to count the freaking strokes, okay? Nobody's counting the strokes. If you play it wrong on stage, they're going to be like, yo, he went 3 times, he should have gone 4. No. So here we go. I think it's a 7-stroke roll, so I wrote it as a 7-stroke roll. I'll break it down 2 times slowly, 1 time fast, and then we can move on. Now that last part, I know I've been talking about like certain amount of stroke rolls or whatever it is. That's a drumming term, but I'll kind of break this down for y'all real quick. The way that I pick this, at least, I go down, right? It's just going up the scale, right? You're just moving around the scale. That's a really good thing to kind of like start memorizing is the pattern of how it goes. Together, together, apart, apart, together, apart, apart, together, together, apart, right? You'll get better at that. The more you do it, it makes more sense. It just comes naturally. Now, the way that I pick this is I go B, down, and then I like go over the top, right? And then I pick up on the E. So it preps you. You're just always going on the outside of the strings, right? I'm not going like down, 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 right? And I'm not going up, 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 up. I'm going down, up. And it just, you kind of just hop over the top. You're going like this, right? You're going over it. And you keep picking on either side. And you just go down. And there you go. That's the third part. Short requinto can be very complicated, but also at the same time can be very simple if you just play it so it sounds good, right? Not that it's perfect, but that it just sounds good, and you're golden. Cool. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys liking, commenting, subscribing, all that stuff. In the comments real quick, tell me what song you want me to do tutorials for next, because I'm trying to get more content, more videos. I want to be the best service to y'all as a musician. I want to like be able to teach you guys everything that I can, and then put you on to great music and make some of my own. You guys can listen to it. If you haven't noticed, I'm leaking stuff at the end of my videos, so if you listen closely, you'll hear music that might be coming out soon. If you literally want anything that I play, guitar, picks, my mic, headset, everything that I got, everything, I have links to that in the description below. Sweetwater hooked me up. They'll hook you up. They're literally the best. Shout out Ryan. I love you, man. I'm going to bleep out your last name. Probably shouldn't have said your whole freaking government name. Again, thank you guys for being here. The shades are coming back on. We're acting different. 70,000 subscribers. Baby, let's go. Let's get to 100K, because I guess YouTube sends you like a little plaque or something like that. It'd be cool if they sent you like $50,000, but they send you a little plaque with your name on it, which would be kind of cool. So, again, thank you guys for being here. I love you so much. Peace out.